You know what? It would have been weirder, though, if the fake Indiana had trumped the real Indiana.
What do you mean?
Like, if the fake Indiana was actually better than the real Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones, Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the podcast where we discuss the film Ersatz Jones and the Last Crusade 1 minute at a time. My name is Tom Taylor.
My name is Pete Mummert.
I'm the intern, Jerry Porter.
And today we are here for minute 4 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which begins with 2 scouts finding an Indiana Jones cosplayer in a cave, and it ends with Indy saying, "That cross is an important arta."
You know, do you guys know the names of the characters down there in that little cave?
I do.
Yeah, I know you do, Pete. So,
I gleaned 1 or 2 of
Yeah.
them, but now I forget them
sure.
already.
And it's I didn't know this. I mean, in the closed captions, so obviously we have Roscoe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Of
there's
course.
Alfred, right?
Alfred? Wow.
No,
Alfred.
half-breed.
Well, exactly.
Oh.
Half-breed.
Alfred.
Halfred. It's Halfred. Half-breed. And it says in the
Wow.
closed captions that too. And he even says at the very beginning of this second, he goes, "Hey, half-breed, you find anything down there?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, you just throw that out?
Yeah.
You're tight with half-breed like that?
It was a
That's-
different time, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm wondering. It's
It was
like,
the
I know
80s.
it takes place in 1912. Was it written in 1912?
I don't even know if I heard that, until recently. I mean, it's in the. I'm not, it's in the background. It's kind of buried a little bit.
Well, I had no idea, but I watched the movie with the closed captions on, and it says half-breed, colon.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, is that guy's name actually half-breed? That's how he is in the movie?
Yeah.
That's what it says on the action figure. I made that up.
Yeah.
But I think the original script even called it out, like even said half-breed is part Native American, or I'm sure they said part Indian or something. Like I think they even pointed out what half-breed meant in the script.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, I mean, sure, but
No, I'm not.
his name is Roscoe.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's part Italian and part
Yeah, German Irish.
The script
Yeah.
says he's a Bowery bum, a 14-year-old Bowery boy.
Who half-breed is?
Yeah.
No,
I can call him half-breed.
Roscoe.
Okay. Roscoe,
Yeah,
okay.
Roscoe.
Yeah, Roscoe.
And then the other guy is Teddy Roosevelt would love Rough Rider.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Rough Rider.
But Tom mentioned, we get this Ersatz Indiana Jones. And this is the second moment. I told you there were a few of these coming up. The script very pointedly says, the fourth man wears a leather waist jacket and brown felt fedora hat. He has his back turned to us, but we would be willing to bet anything that this is Indiana Jones. However, when the man turns and his face is illuminated by the lantern's glow, we are shocked to discover that it is someone else. And I have to say, just looking at him from the back, there's no way I look at this guy and say, oh, that's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Which I think is amazing
Yeah.
that Harrison Ford brings so much to the character that just seeing a guy from the back, you immediately know it's not him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there was a second where I thought that was supposed to be him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anything, it'd be like, oh, why is Indiana Jones wearing the wrong jacket?
Right.
Like, where'd you get that Banana Republic?
I'm looking at it now. It
leather
doesn't it doesn't look like Indiana Jones.
No, the shadow
Yeah.
doesn't look like Indiana
No.
Jones on the wall. It doesn't. Yeah.
Is that guy's name? I know he's Man in Fedora or Man with Fedora, but actually, again, according to the closed captions, somebody says Garth. I've got something, Garth.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Yeah.
Or
Says,
something.
I've got something, Garth.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't hear that. His name
Like
is his
Garth.
name in the script is actually Fedora.
Right.
Fedora.
And someone says, I thought they said, I've got something fedora.
Who's Dora?
Well, with the closed captions, it's I've got something Garth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Can someone tell me what longitude you need to be west of to go, yoo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Yeah. I think you need to
We're
be in
rich.
Hollywood, California.
We're rich! We're rich!
Yeah.
I actually like that. Like, it's ridiculous and it's like very old timey, but I love just the sheer thrill of discovery and this guy's life is suddenly transformed.
I actually have a note here, and it says, Pete Mummert loves this scene. Campy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little much.
Although we also get the sound, like right before he does that, we have a very pronounced sound of him smashing some ancient pottery,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
get no reaction at all from Indy.
Yeah, that's why I think it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
'Cause you hear priceless artifacts being smashed.
And we actually see Indy looking down when that happens. We see him looking down from the top of the cave or from the top
Yeah.
of the thing, and he doesn't flinch at all. So,
I wanted to smash that.
yeah.
Well, do you think the bandits know what they're looking for? Does everybody there know what they're looking for? Like, we're specifically looking for the Cross of Coronado.
I get that sense, actually, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, how would they know what to look for otherwise, I guess?
Or did they just come upon this cache of
Yeah.
artifacts?
Well, I'm gonna say they don't know what they're looking for, but I'll explain
Oh,
why
really?
at the end of this minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm only saying that they do know what they're looking for because there's like, you know, a benefactor who's
That's
waiting
true.
to take possession.
Yeah. They actually may know what they're looking for, but I don't think it's what Indy thinks they're looking for.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
What's interesting here
I can't wait for the end of the minute.
you know, the man is in the fedora is supposed to be Indiana Jones, but I see a little Belloc in here. Like he doesn't get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
He lets Half-Breed and Roscoe do the work while he stands
And
by.
also, to be fair, Indiana Jones does the same thing. He lets Sala
Yeah,
and his
he lets
diggers
Sala
do
do
all
the
the dirty
digging.
work.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All
No,
right,
I mean,
that's
keep going.
a good point.
We're good.
Yeah, that's a good point. You cut me out there, but that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Jerry.
no. That's all right. That's all right. Let me try this, Tommy, and see what you can,
Okay. I'll
poke
hold my
holes
hands.
in. So
He poked a hole too, you know.
in Raiders, we discussed how, Indy's hat is his persona. And in this scene, young Indy is the only guy who is not wearing a hat. I mean, even Baby Porkins has a hat on, and even Baby Porkins has his identity. He's the guy who falls off stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and he's got his bugle with him.
Yeah, he's got
you
his
know who
bugle
he
with him. So, Indy not having his hat on, I think it shows that, he is yet to really have an identity here. All we see is anger with this injustice, but he still lacks an identity. And what's so telling here is that what's interesting is Indy becomes what he despises.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
sickened by the grave robber, right? He's
Yeah.
furious, and that belongs in a museum, And then later, and we'll discuss this later, but when the guy presents Indy with his hat, the fedora presents Indy with the fedora, and Indy accepts it. Indy becomes kind of grave robbing dark himself.
Yeah.
But he's a grave robber who then puts it in the museum, supposedly. He bridges the gulf
But I
between
think
the two kinds of grave
I think
robbers.
Jerry's got something here because Indy doesn't start the minute without his hat. He very specifically takes it off when he sees them hold up the cross. And I think what he's doing is he's taking off these kind of authorities, this kind of clean cut scouting thing. He takes the hat off, and from that point on, he's going to take on a new persona, and he's turning more and more to the dark side.
But what's weird, and I think we should pay attention to this, is he does have a hat. Yeah, before he goes, I guess when he enters the cave, he's got a hat, and
Yeah,
then
he takes it
later he
off
does have his
halfway
hat
through.
back on.
Yeah.
The scouting hat. But it'll be interesting to see if he never has his scouting hat on when he's in the presence of the fedora. Like he's ready
Oh.
for the fedora. He's
Yeah.
making himself available to the fedora, to his persona.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what we find out here is that, like, so young Indy is as pure as the driven snow in this scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just fixated on the injustice
Yeah.
Right.
that he's witnessing, and that's all we know.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
And Herman is sort of doughy-eyed, like, "Oh, what's going on, India?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's the one who lets us know, for anyone who didn't get it,
Yeah.
that River Phoenix is playing Indiana Jones.
That's
Yeah.
the third surprise in the script.
Really?
When he says Indy, that we're supposed to be like, "Oh my God, that's Indiana Jones!" Like it's that's the third big bombshell.
Okay, this is weird because I had a note about the Utah 1912. Its placement in the scene seems really weird. You would expect it sort of to be around where Steven Spielberg's credit is as they're panning down from the two scouts to these guys. It's like you're first getting into the scene. You're like done with like kind of setting stuff up. You're getting into the first scene, Utah 1912. But you get it after Porkins calls him Indiana. So, but like on the one hand, it doesn't read at all like a reveal. You're like, oh, okay, that's young Indiana Jones. Okay, I get it. Oh, and that guy wasn't Indiana Jones. I never thought he was. But then at the same time, that title, it's 1912. Oh, so it couldn't possibly be Indiana Jones as an adult. Like they're timing it that way, but it also doesn't read like a surprise at all.
And I don't know if Spielberg just didn't follow through with it not being a surprise, or if we're just so used to the movie that it's not a surprise to us. But I'm curious if someone watches this for the first time.
It could also be like we were reading Starlog magazine with interviews with River Phoenix and stuff, so we knew what was up.
But yeah, he definitely held that off, the 1912, until after we got the reveal of both characters. So we're a little bit thrown off.
It's crazy. So I mean, Pete, when you describe this, we're up to minute 4, and again we have 3 huge reveals. Like it's not U.S. Cavalry, it's Boy Scouts. It's not Indiana Jones. It's some fake made-for-TV, weird-looking like Friday
Tom
night
Selleck kind of guy.
Yeah, even worse.
Easy.
It's like a King Solomon mind, like Friday night movie of the week to Indiana Jones guy, and then we find out that River Phoenix is Indiana Jones, and for some reason none of that. Although those reveals make sense when you tell them to me, I don't feel like I experienced that in real time watching the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because we're so steeped in it, or if it's because it's not there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any way that we can tell, but maybe you guys can go on the Listeners Crusade on Facebook and let us know if you haven't seen this in a long time, or if this was a surprise to you. And Tom, I'm going to stand up for you.
Oh, thank you.
You
finally.
You took a little bit of guff after questioning Utah's statehood when I think you asked a couple minutes ago if Utah was a state at this point.
It was never a state, was it? It's still not a state.
It was never a state. No, actually, Utah became a state in 1896. So it's been a state for 16 years. So I think Indy and Utah are the same age. But Arizona didn't become a state until 1912. So there were places that in the region that were not yet states. So you
so that's what I was getting at. They're like this,
it's still
like
kind of the Wild West. It's still
state's territory, but it's not exactly fully claimed or something. Yeah. Okay. I'm really glad. I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm really glad that you guys just went full TV actor on this fake Indiana Jones guy, because that's like my main note for this minute is I really do not like this guy, and he is very. Yeah, he's very fakey. He's just fakey. He's and maybe now that we're talking about it like this, maybe that's sort of the point. Like, here's Indiana. Oh, that's not Indiana Jones at all. Not even close. What was I thinking? Oh my God. Because he's like 100% like he's on an episode of Fantasy Island where a guy wants to be Indiana Jones or something.
Oh God!
And they just slap a head on him.
Yeah, Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
I mean, you open the show with the Ersatz.
Yeah, but at least on Fantasy Island, it would have been Richard Hatch or somebody. Like it would have had a little more gravitas.
Awesome. I'd watch that.
There is something that kind of rings hollow about this guy.
Yeah. And then people. Okay, I might be ruffling some feathers because I think people have said this in the past on the Listeners Crusade or something. But any mention of this guy, it's been floated out there. Oh, what if the fedora guy is Abner Ravenwood? Now, if anyone says that again, I'm going to quit the show because there's no way that this guy is Abner Ravenwood. There's like nothing legitimate or authentic about Pete. I don't like that. So wait a minute.
In earlier versions of the story, he was Abner Ravenwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was going to be Abner Ravenwood.
And did Abner Ravenwood build IG-88? Like, why do we have to do this? Why do they got to make everything the young and the restless?
Well, see, I'm glad that they didn't. They decided they saw the error of that, and they didn't. But yeah,
maybe if they had, they would have like cast it well, and they would have, okay, I can see that guy as Abner, but I still would have been pissed. I still would have been like, no, please, just let me imagine something for the love of God.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's not Abner Ravenwood.
Yeah. All right, so we shut that down. Anybody who says Abner, if you type the word Abner into the Last Crusade, you're out of there. You're out. I mean, the Listener's Crusade.
I'll let you back in. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Pete
we worked this out ahead of time.
Conspiracy theories.
I love how he does though. I love how entranced he is by holding up this cross, and it's a beautiful cross. If you look at the Indiana Jones wiki, and I don't know where they got this, they said that this cross contains a relic of the true something called the piece of the true cross. And I've been reading a lot about the Crusades before the actual Crusades before starting this, and the Crusaders actually had what they felt was a piece of the true cross that they had gotten from Antioch before the Crusades started. And they used to carry it into battle. And it was actually captured during one of their battles, the Battle of Hattin. And the guy that captured it from them was Saladin, which is who Salah is named after. So I thought that was kind of a neat little connection. I don't know where they got the idea that it was part of the true cross, but I kind of like that connection.
Huh. Is this this cross? So that's a real thing then, the cross of Coronado?
No.
No. That's awesome. Wow.
I know you know this, Pete. Did Coronado and Cortez, were they bros? Did one of them call the other half breed? Like, were they tight like that?
Well, if they were, it would have been weird, because okay, so Indy says it's the cross of Coronado. Cortez gave it to him in 1520. In 1520, Cortez was in Mexico and he was fighting Montezuma. But Coronado was 10 years old and living with his parents in Spain. So I'm going to say no. And I think this raises to me a really interesting question. I think Indy has no idea. He's just making something up. And I think that's something that we're going to see him doing more and more. But he just immediately, he has this theory in his head. He says, it's the cross of Coronado. That's what it is.
Oh, no way.
Cortez gave it to him in 1520.
Oh, so this could be like an authentic relic of some kind, but it has nothing to do with Cortez or Coronado. He's just making it up. That's pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh! And now I'm thinking about you think he made up the whole like Chamber 3 undisturbed.
Yeah.
And
he just
what is it? In Barrow.
He's got
Barrow, England.
A very healthy view of his, a very healthy self-esteem, a view of his own skills that they may not be based in reality.
You know what? He also says he's going to be in his office. Too, on like Wednesday, but not Thursday, and that's a lie too.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But Coronado though was a fascinating guy. Like I do like that they brought in Coronado.
Yeah,
because he was kind of almost a proto Indiana Jones. He was a Spanish conquistador, but he was living in Mexico in the 1540s, and a guy that he had sent up to what is today the United States in Arizona to look for gold came back and said that he had found the 7 cities of gold, this friar named Marco de Niza. And so Coronado went off on this expedition where he eventually made it all the way up to Kansas looking for the 7 cities of gold. And it's this kind of crazy long story, where they kill lots of Native Americans and do all kinds of crazy stuff looking for gold.
Sounds familiar.
Does sound familiar, yep. But in the end, he returned to Mexico bankrupt because he never found it because it, didn't exist.
But here, here's what I never understood about that, is that what do you do if you find city number 3 made of gold? Like, do you have any idea what a pain in the ass it would be to construct a city out of gold? A whole city?
Yeah.
And then melt it down into coins.
Well, also, like everywhere you walk, you'd leave footprints, because it's a soft metal.
Yeah.
Right.
Just how are you gonna build a toilet out of gold?
Why would you?
Yeah, or whatever it is. Build anything, a clock tower, or a park.
Carousel.
Yeah, Central Park type thing. A family where all the families can go and hang out, like everything. I mean, didn't we? I mean, like King Midas was way before this, and we knew that whole thing didn't pan out.
Yeah,
everything he
nothing.
touched turned to gold, and his life sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well.
Eh.
Some people, right? Hey, I got something to say.
Okay.
I'm going to buy a ring for my dead mama, dig down, and put it on her bony finger.
Wait,
Yeah, that's one of the greatest lines.
Wait. I just got to let you know. I got to let you know right here that according to the closed caption,
Oh, please.
it says, quote, "I'm thinking about raising my dead mama. Dig down and putting it on her bony finger."
And the way he says it, he goes,
Yeah.
you hear him go, dig down, put it on her bony finger. Like
He's so excited. He can't wait to dig up his dead mother
He can't.
that's
and handle her bony fingers.
And is he going to put the cross on it, or did he find a ring also?
It took me a long time to decipher this. The first part of I'm going to buy a ring for my dead mom. So I think he's rich now because he helped find this cross of Coronado.
That makes more sense.
Well, no. You know what? I think they found something else. They found more
yeah.
booty. Yeah, they found, because you even say more, and there's a quick shot where Half-Breed turns around and actually does a cheer.
Uh-huh.
He does like a cheer, which I know you loved, Pete. And and then they
sucker
go
for
and
cheers.
kind of like, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
they
you're
kinda-
right. He does. He like kind of waves his arms in the air.
Yeah, it's a little.
I think this
woo-hoo!
fake Indiana Jones was on an episode of Cheers.
That's amazing. He says, "I'm thinking about buying a ring because what I got is I'm thinking about raising my dead mama."
That's what I
dig
thought he
down
said.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I'm a sick weirdo. Yeah.
Well, and then I was like,
Apropos of nothing, I want to dig up my mother's corpse.
so is that? And then I couldn't, apropos of nothing. And then I wondered, like, so his dead mom's name is Raisin?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about Raisin.
Buried
my
next
dead
to Quinn's
mama.
third wife, Denise.
Yeah, my third wife, Denise. Though all of it's messed up when you read about this thing. You read the. I didn't know. I'm thinking about getting a ring for my dead mom. I'm thinking about raising my dead mama.
Did you keep your mind on things? We got the cross of Coronado.
All right. I'm sorry.
Jughead or whatever your name is.
Hey, is Indiana Jones? Is he wearing like a sanctimony badge?
I have a note on this badge. It is.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
It's like at second 37, when we first see him, he's got a badge.
Yeah, our buddy Jim O'Kane from the Rocketeer Minute and Airport Minute.
Hey.
I think he was talking to you about this, Tom, when you were on the Rocketeer. He was saying that young Indy has got a Life Scout badge, and he thought that was interesting because he's one step away from being an Eagle Scout, and he was saying Indy's always so close to getting what he wants right before it slips through his fingers.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Oh, so you think after all this, he never goes back to the Scouts and he never
Well, I think that was
gets
Jim's
to be an Eagle Scout?
And if I were him, I
Oh.
wouldn't either. Like, I mean, now he's on the different path.
Yeah.
Got a-
Well, I'm sure he
yeah, a
gets
life
kicked out.
badge.
He's going to get kicked out of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, you can't become
Yeah.
a grave robber and stay in the Boy
Nah.
Scouts.
No.
That is like a Vans off the wall badge. I mean, he just, I don't
It's
know.
like,
it
yeah,
just,
Bones Brigade.
Well, they're letting girls into Boy Scouts now, so maybe they're letting grave robbers in too.
well, and so,
Different age, fellas.
and I don't think Baby Porkins has any badges, does he?
Stop it. He can't get to Baby Porkins stage without getting some badges. He's on the same level as Indiana Jones.
Why,
Got some
you know-
badges, Jerry. Leave him alone.
Why is he covered in Vaseline? Like they show him and he's covered in Vaseline.
No, it's just his eagerness gland is going bananas.
He's glistening with eagerness.
Yeah, he's kind of like mouth breathing. Indiana.
God, I was just before we started recording, I was listening to that with headphones. It was really uncomfortable. It's like he was like kind of nose breathing into my
he's
ear.
right in your ear with headphones. Yeah.
I love you.
It's like he's blowing cookie dough through his lips. Through his lips. It's horrible.
Oh my God.
Indiana.
Do you smell something? Indy, do you think this cave has fried dough? Indiana.
Indy definitely feels the way you guys do, because he just looks like he's the most long-suffering guy in the world having to put up with this
Yes.
guy. Like he rolls his
does.
eyes and he's like, oh, God.
He says exactly what we're all thinking at that point, which is, shh.
But that's what bothers me though. Is are they friends? Like
It's really
actually
weird.
friends? Yeah,
Indy
it's a
does
little
not
weird.
behave in a friendly manner.
No.
lot of
And which begs the question. You're like, okay, so in Raiders, when we first see Indy, it's like, okay, so Sala, we all discovered, like, so Sala's his real great friend, and he kind of treats Sala like a little bit.
Yeah,
A
and
little.
their little farewell at the
Yeah.
at the Bantu win makes it seem like that friendship might have been a little one-sided too.
It's a little cold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, so now here we are in movie 3. You're like, does Indy really have any friends?
Yeah.
The only thing, to be fair to Indy, like every time we see him, he's in a movies, which means that, there's stuff going on. Like he's like right here, he's in the middle of something. He's like observing these guys stealing this priceless relic that should be in a museum. So he's a little distracted. So he might not be on his best buddy behavior with Porkins. Like if you see them like, at the soda shop after they get back from their thing and they're just hanging out and it's a regular day, maybe they're pals and they're trading baseball cards and stuff. I don't know.
See, I think the opposite. I think Shorty in Temple of Doom kind of knew about Indy, that he didn't have any friends, and that when he's telling the elephant that he's his best friend, that was really a little jab at Indy.
A lot of this stuff is starting to come together.
Yep.
Because Indy, he's not. I mean, if this is his friend, you're like, he's not really cool to Baby Porkins at all.
Yeah, he's
No.
not.
Yeah. Which is weird. Like why are they there together? I think I
Yeah.
said this last minute. Like, it doesn't sound like Porkins wants to be there.
Right.
I hate calling him Porkins. I'm starting to feel guilty every time I say it. But I will. I'll keep doing it. And he doesn't want to be there. He's like, oh, this seems like a really bad idea. So like, it seems like it was Indy's idea for them to both go in there. But why? Why did he want him to come with him? It's a little weird. I agree.
Yeah, he wanted an assistant.
I guess so.
Roscoe says, we're rich, ain't we? And I'm thinking, this is clearly his first dig, because he's making 8 cents an hour here.
You're right. He's not getting a cut. Exactly.
Exactly. And here's, check this out. I have a theory. I think this whole thing is like Baby Muppets. We see a young Porkins, we see a young Indiana, we see a young Indiana Jones, and are you ready for this? We see a young Satipo.
Oh.
Roscoe's a young Satipo. He's here. He's risking life and limb, and he thinks that he's in the band here. Mm-hmm. He actually thinks he's getting a cut of the booty. He's gonna get some of that, Cross of Coronado loot. He's gonna dig up his mom raisin, and like he's gonna go celebrate, put a ring on her bony finger. Like he's excited. He doesn't realize that after the entire afternoon is through, he's going to get about 16 cents for the 2 hours that he put in. And that is exactly why Satipo steals the idol.
He's finally learned.
Yes. Satipo is not a scummy bandit. He's tired of getting screwed over. These hired guns.
Uh-huh.
And it's it's kind of one of those fool me once sort of thing. They get hired on, maybe for they think they're part of the band. They go on the dig. You find the Cross of Coronado, and you're literally sitting there that evening after you find a Cross of Coronado eating like hardtack and beans, while some other guy is a millionaire and or has the Chachapoyan idol. It's always some other guy. You're not in the band, Satipo. You're not in the band, Roscoe, and you're never gonna be.
And the sick irony is for Satipo, like, doesn't Roscoe almost get run through with a spike-like object later on in this movie?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
exactly.
Nice.
And that's all I'm saying is we're seeing Roscoe on his first dig. They find something, and he says, "We're rich! We're rich! Ain't we?"
Oh, Roscoe.
Yeah, you're like, no, it's not an ain't we, Roscoe. And the ain't.
It's just an ain't.
Yeah, the ain't isn't the problem with that sentence. It's the we. Yeah.
Well, now I got it. I'm thinking Forrestal's first name must have been Half-Breed.
My note on Half-Breed is Half-Breed's over it.
Yeah. I mean, he's
over
he
it.
like pushes Roscoe in the face
Yeah.
when Roscoe's dancing around. Although he does do the little arm waving.
Well, this clearly isn't Half-Breed's first dig.
Yeah.
I mean, Half-Breed knows what's going on. I mean, I think he's probably getting paid at a higher rate.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting the journeyman's rate. He's probably getting a couple of clicks above that. Like maybe he's in the union of grave robbers. So he has to get paid scale.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get young Indy's indignation.
Yes.
You get the very beginnings of his it's a priceless artifact.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
we don't know what else he has to say about that, but
Yeah.
might be important later on.
Yes.
Character building.
Hey,
What?
this this just in from Professor Christy Porter.
Whoa. Hey.
Oh my God.
Chubby boy number 1. Go ahead and read your lines, son.
See, that's what I was saying.
Yes,
that's exactly what
why
I was
I
saying
brought it
last
up.
time.
Yes, it's like how do you audition for that role of Herman?
Yeah. Okay, here's a scene where, you fall in the mud. And that's really all you do, but everybody's going to laugh their heads off.
Whoa, wait a minute. The wire is still
What?
rumbling.
Oh, geez. What's wrong with this thing?
There's a second missive coming through. I'm rich, I'm fabulously wealthy.
Aw.
Down, 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 go, go, go.
Consequences, schmonsequences, as long as I'm rich.
I think that's you got that, Tommy. That is a Daffy Duck reference.
Oh.
I'm rich.
There's very little
I'm
difference
rich.
between Daffy Duck and Chrissy
Roscoe.
Porter.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, on that Daffy Duck note, that's it for minute 4, everybody. But what you should do probably before tomorrow is go over to Facebook, type in Indiana Jones Minute and the Listener's Crusade. Join us over there for some lively conversation about this and other topics. Can you get away with calling anybody half-breed in any decade? What was your favorite murder she wrote with this fake Indiana Jones?
Oh.
All these things. And, bide your time that way until we come back tomorrow with minute 5 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Indiana.
Jones.
Indy. Jones.
I'm going to dig up my mom and put a ring on her bony finger.
There you go. We're rich. Woo-hoo!